Hi, this is Miranda from My Scrappy Life and welcome back to my channel. This is another process video for tracking my scrappy life where we work on week 5. And I am going to do an inspirational piece for the whole month of February. Is going to be all based on navies, like pinks and mint colors. So the 3 colors that I picked out for my stamping choices are Sapphire, Raspberry, that are current for Close to My Heart, and then a sea foam, which is the mint color that is no longer available. So what I am doing here, I drew out everything with my pencil prior because I wanted to make sure I got it completely correct before I started to draw out. So the pen size that I'm using for today is 0.5. Yeah, 0.5. So it makes the spots really thick, which is completely fine for me. So this side here, I decided to do a block layout again for my weekly spread. And I got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday on top, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday on the bottom. And what I decided to do for my in between, like the 2 little squares, or the squares that I have, like the rectangulars, I drew like little banners that are running down, and I'm drawing the lines as I go. And then you will see that I stamp my 3 little hearts that I've got that I'm going to use in between there. So it's like hanging hearts. It's going to hang down in between there. And let's see here. And so that's pretty much what I'm doing there. And then I'm drawing everything out. So this is going to be just a tad bit longer of a video. I only have this at three times just because I wanted you guys to be able to see what I'm doing. And there I drew out my lines to make it look like I'm hanging tassels. And here I go. I'm going to erase everything. And I do take my little bullet journal book off camera just to dump that all out into my big one. I really love this eraser. I'm so glad I got it. Or I got this set because I do enjoy this eraser, because if I do make a smudge or a bloop or something, it takes it right off and it makes it look like a clean cut. And let's see here. The stamp that I'm getting ready to put down, it's with the blue, and it says, "True love is like butter. No substitution for the real thing." And it literally has a butter on it. And it looks awesome. So in the still shots, you'll get to see that. And it looks pretty cool. In the end, I do add some little stars there. Or not stars, some hearts as well. Let's see here. And then I get out. So I am using Catherine Pooler's kit for February. In my monthly spread, which is going to go up on the 1st of February, I'll explain what I'm planning on doing with the spread, or for like the monthly spread, and what we got in the monthly kit for the Canvo kit that Catherine Pooler now sends out. And that'll be up on Thursday. Here I am, I'm taking the 3 colors that I have and the 3 styles of hearts, and I'm placing them all over. 1 is completely open, and then 2 are closed, but 1 is smaller than the other or bigger than the other, however you want to look at it. And I'm just going and I'm placing all these different colors around to make it look like there's stringing hearts everywhere. And I found a lot of inspiration. So if you type in February or hearts or something like that into Pinterest, you will find a lot. I absolutely love like the styles that I did pick for it. It came from tons of different ones. Like I found tons of inspiration. I just was scrolling. I didn't pick like just one for inspiration. It was like all of them was for inspiration to get me started. I was struggling. I didn't know what to do. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do or anything. And then I just started Pinterest. Pinterest was my friend, and I found tons. And I did pin a few of them, but it wasn't like that was the only inspiration that I wanted. And then it's pretty much done with the hearts. I do go over and back over. Like I said, I use all 3 styles of hearts with all 3 different colors on my page. And I also decided to, as well as do my letter or my names or the dates. The days of the week. Oh, my brain. Sorry. The days of the week in the Sapphire. I only have 1 set of the days of the week, and that's what I've got to look for now. I've got 2 or 3 sets of numbers, but now I need days of the week because I keep using the same one, which I'm fine with because I do like how Catherine Pooler made these like the font to these, but it would be nice to have a couple of different ones, right? Just so that I can say it's different. And they just go through all the way through, and I make sure that everything is all done for that part. And then I do pull out another set of Stampin' Up. I think it was called the stamp. It was the stamp of the month that had numbers, and that's what I use for the numbers the Monday through Sunday. So this one runs 4 days of January and 3 days of February, but it is week 5. Again, my voice is a little bit better than what it was when I did my video for one of my other ones, but it's still sore. My Lord, is it sore. And so I decided to then put raspberry for my numbers. I had to make sure that I was doing the numbers right because I wanted to make sure I got it right for the respect of that. And so I did the raspberry colored for the numbers. And I start with 28, obviously, and then I go till the 3rd. And I had to like triple check myself to make sure. I know that there's 31 days in January, but you know, going through this and making sure that I'm doing it right, I had to like triple check that twice. So I thought it was kind of funny that I'm like flipping back in my brain. I'm like, is it 31? Yes, it is. Yep, yes, it is. I hope that you guys are enjoying. Sorry that this is up just a tad bit later on my Sunday. Normally this is my first video up, and then any of my scrappy videos are second. But that's where I struggled a little bit with this one, so I put this one second so I could just go through it. And you know, really at some point of scrapping, whether it's in bullet journaling, your traveler's notebook, mixed media, whatever you're doing, you do tend to get into funks. And I got into one. And it's not that I've been doing so much and I'm like so far inundated in everything that I'm overwhelmed. I'm not overwhelmed at all. But I am, but I just was in a funk. I was just in a funk. And I talked to Scrapping Amy, and we talked it through, and all of a sudden I was like, oh, this is what I'm gonna do. Here's some inspiration. And she's like, oh, that looks good. And then I took it and went. I was like, it was perfect. So I do it again here. So the bottom part of this layout, this side of it, so I did the weekly spread first. And then I came to this side, and what I did is that I did the hanging banners again, and it'll go through the hearts. But then on the bottom, I made it look like they were heart flowers, and I'll turn them into little hearts. You'll see me add just like I did for the banners. So it looks like I draped them down the bottom or on top, and then I made them kind of go up on it. And then this was my first time ever doing the shadow, like the drop shadows. So I'm excited of how that turned out. Instead of doing black, I decided to do the navy blue because the 3 colors that I picked, I have 3 really, really good markers that match the 3 colors that I wanted. I just pulled them out to make sure that they work. So the 3 boxes that I am making on this side for this week, because it is the first of the month and February is in there. So I added my bills. I have YouTube and then reading. I decided with the gym to not put it in here only because I know what I'm doing every day. And I know like the last time I said in January that those are like what I'm going to put on there. I'm deciding not to put it on there unless I don't have anything else to put on. So the days the weeks that I don't have the bills to put on there, just for the sake of putting something on here, I'll come up with something. Maybe I'll do a midway to-do list or something. And here I am. I'm using the same style of marker, which is the 0.5, and then I'm drawing my drop shadows. You can see me drawing them, and then you'll see what I do with them afterwards. Once I get everything done and I erase everything off and I start to scrap and all that kind, you know, like scrap and like get the stamping and all that. So here I am, I'm drawing my lines to make it look like it's a banner hanging hearts. So I'm making my title, which is week 5. And then, oh, and the other thing that I do with my drop box, or the drop shadow, I got out my white marker, my jelly roll. Here's my question. The ones that do bullet journaling, let me know in the comments down below, or anything, like what you use for your white marker. Because I have a jelly roll and it works okay, but it seeped into my blue. So it just made the sections of where it should have been white, it made it like a lighter blue. So let me know like what you guys would use if you do a drop shadow, and what color you would, like what white gel pen you would use. So here I am, I'm still keeping the same theme with the box, and I do Monday through Sunday on top, and then I start with the 28th, and then I go through. And yes, I did remember that it is 28 days, and I just flipped back to make sure that my 28th day landed where it should be, and it does. And so I now take out the colors. I'm just matching. Here I am matching the markers, and this raspberry was a tad bit, I had to like play with the colors, but I found them. So here are all 3 of mine. So I colored the mint style up on top. And then I draw just a little bit of my line, because my markers are dual. So I have the pen, like the brush pen on one side, and then the like writing side of it is there. So here's my drop boxes. So I add my drop box to make them stand out, and I do it on all 4 of these. Now, I'm going to try next time, like next week when I do it, I'm going to see what it would look like doing all of them. Because on my one side, I only do it on this side. I didn't do it on both sides. So I'm going to try the drop boxes on both sides next week. Since this is like my first, hopefully will be my first full year of doing bullet journaling, that I'm going to learn it, that I'm learning as I go. So here I am, I'm using my gel pen, and it works wonderful. You can see it, and you'll be able to see it in the still shots. But that was the thing, is that you barely see it. You see it, but you kind of don't. You have to look for it. So let me know what you think. So I'm writing in on top of there. I did bills in the third one, and then I did YouTube and reading, and then I color them in. And then let's see here, what else? I'm coloring it in. Since I used the blue, or like the sapphire type color, that dark navy blue for my drop boxes, I decided to use the other colors for my stamping outside of the hearts. So here I go to town on the hearts. And I'm just doing the hearts. I'm going to town on them. Now, I make these down here on the bottom with like the bigger ones, the bigger hearts that I have. It's the open one, and then the second biggest one, I guess, as like my flowers on top. And then I do the little ones down as like the stems. Like the leaves. Instead of leaves, I did hearts. And then I do up my hearts. And so when I did the mint on the boxes, I did pink hearts. And then when I get to the mint color, I will do mint hearts down that pink one that I bullet, which is the YouTube one. So I think it works out perfect. And I'm just going to finish up with those, and then it's pretty much well done. Like, I do go in and I try to add a few little things here and there, but really I decided this time around to keep it kind of clean a little bit for my photos, and I only added a few things here and there just so that you kind of see what gets added to the pages. I did add my bills and stuff afterwards. My YouTube channels does go on the on it, but I added afterwards along with my reading. I had to figure out which books I've read. And then I do add my days that I'm doing the YouTubes. I did add, like I've stated in the beginning, in the earlier times of me setting up my bullet journaling, I stated that on the 31st, or like the 1st, the 15th, and the 31st of every month, or the 30th or the 28th, depending on whatever month you're in, I was going to track my subbies. So I placed that information obviously on the 31st on Thursday, and then Friday the 1st have it. And I know the things probably won't change, but it's still okay to track it so that it moves over, you know, it moves over one to the other, you know, and kind of go from there. I do enjoy, because when I looked from the 1st to the 15th in January, I grew, and then my hours really drastically grew in the month of January, which is awesome. So my tracking is working. I really like how YouTube, because you know we're on YouTube and we're doing a lot of making sure everything is looking good and it's working, and we're giving you the right content and that kind of stuff. I found that because I've added different things to my channel and being consistent for you guys as 3 times a week, or at least try 3 times a week, my stuff for you guys have gone up, because you guys know that I'm coming out with stuff. So these 2 little things here, I say if I could always, and then down in the flowers I put ice cream and tacos. I thought it was just perfect for it. And then I put a couple little hearts on the other side, and then that's pretty much done. I do have the still shots. They are coming up as well. And here I am. This is where I add one little thing to the embellishments. There, it's like a little line with a bunch of little arrows, and I'm just putting it so it's like a border between my date and this stuff. And then I think it's pretty well done. And I'm just erasing, making sure it all looks good, and then I am done, and the still shots are coming up, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye!